I think a good citizen is someone who understands that he or she has an innate gift of creativity, imagination, hard work to give to the world, to give into his or her society. You have something that you are here to share, to contribute. You're here to make a positive difference in the world. The tricky thing is making sure constantly that you allow your fellow citizens to do that in their own way, too. It's the most difficult, whether you're talking about a personal relationship or your relationship with society as a whole, the most difficult thing to do is how can I make the greatest positive good without taking up all of your space and without limiting your creativity. So as we go through our lives as citizens in our own time and place, I think what you have to do is try to take all the reins off, take the leash off your creativity, the positive charge that you want to supply to the world. But be sure in doing that you aren't selfishly trampling all over someone else's space, time to do the same thing. You know, you want the respect of your fellow citizens to allow you to do what you need to do, so you must pay that back with respect for them. The danger, I guess, is that in operating as individuals, that we become kind of sealed off from one another. And that as long as I'm over here in my corner being wildly creative, I don't care about what's happening to you. But it's only when we share those things that they really have any meaning. I mean, I could be, unfortunately I'm not, but I could be the greatest playwright that there had ever been. But if I was doing it entirely for myself, if it had no purpose in society, what I'm doing over in my corner writing my plays is making gifts for the society I live in, is feeding power into the society I live in, trying to charge it up, because then it's going to be more like a society, more like a world that I want to live in. But I do think I do think that it's a bit of a riddle. It's a bit of an equation. How can I, in a friendship, at school, in society, in my workplace, how can I absolutely be a free agent so that I'm really bringing you prime me? I'm really bringing you the best of myself, which I've cooked up on my own through my imaginative filter, the way I see the world. And I really want, but how can I also find a way of putting that into your life where it means something to you? You know, it's it's a very tricky thing to do. It's a very tricky thing to do, and I think you have to keep two account books. One is, how am I doing with growing me? How am I doing with developing and evolving myself so that I am actually something and someone who can contribute? And how's the world doing and what's it like, so that that's the bank into which I'm going to deposit all my goods, is the world. And so I need to have knowledge of the world as well. But if I become entirely obsessed with what the world is and try to limit myself and kill off the personal things about me in order to fit in with the world, then I think I've lost the game. On the other hand, if I'm entirely selfishly absorbed with what I want and I'm just going to ignore the world, then I'm a waste of space, really, because I haven't made a difference. I haven't contributed anything. I can't believe that we're given life in order to just get through it. I think we have to be given life in order to make a difference. And if you can make a difference, who would want to make anything except a difference for the better? You know, that's the fun thing to do, is to make a difference for the better. And I don't think, I can't imagine measuring my life, and I don't always come up in the plus column when I do measure my life, but I can't imagine measuring my life by, well, I managed to get by, or I have these worldly goods and my neighbor doesn't have as much or anything. I can't imagine using that as a yardstick, as opposed to, I think in some way, I have touched people's lives and made them more interested in themselves. I think I've stimulated people to be more interested in how they're living. Not more interested in how I'm living, that isn't all that interesting, but more interested in how they're living, you know. There has to be a reason that we are here, whatever one's particular belief system is. There has to be a reason. And I do think you see it even in very young children. You see that they bring you their imaginations and their delight as a gift to you. And I think a tricky but the only worthwhile thing to do is to keep doing that your whole life.